5 Halloween urban legends. Number 1. The Halloween haunted house. How about that haunted house that is so scary that no one could ever complete their tour? So-called witnesses claim this house has 5 stories or levels that get scarier on each floor, and that most visitors turn back or just disappear. The story is a very interesting urban legend that shows itself in the fall around Halloween. It often changes location depending on the writer. It has been reported to be in Ohio, Texas, and Michigan, but no one can ever tell you exactly where it is. The person who claims to have been there is always a friend of a friend or a cousin's friend, etc., which is typical of urban legends because it cannot be verified. It also never mentions who actually sponsors or funds the haunted house. The details have some twists and turns too, including the prizes for completing the tour. One version states a $25 admission fee with a $5 return to the visitors after each level is completed. Not an easy task considering that each floor is scarier than the previous. Another version includes a large cash prize for anyone who can tour all levels, which has never been done, simply because some simply claim that you get your entire admission back upon completion. To add some scary tactics, the story elaborates about those who have been in the house and were never seen again. Some people disappear between the 4th and the 5th floors or levels. One guy was found almost scared to death, white hair and everything. Of course, he had to be institutionalized. It's kind of like the telephone game. The story gets better after it makes the rounds and everyone has a chance to add their own scary elements. The Babysitter Story. The Babysitter Story is truly a unforgettable urban legend, often told at slumber parties. The tale has different variations, but the spooky and downright terrifying element remains the same. As the story goes, a teenager girl is hired by a young couple to babysit their 2 small children. They go out to a dinner party and leave the girl to tend to the kids in a somewhat isolated large house at the end of the block. When the hour gets late, she puts the children to bed and sits down to watch some late-night TV. The phone starts ringing and startles the half-asleep teenager. When she answers it, she hears a heavy breathing, and the man tells her he is coming to get her. While she is somewhat scared, she dismisses it as a prank phone call. About 15 minutes later, the phone rings again. When she answers it, the man starts laughing and tells her that he is closer. The babysitter is truly frightened now and calls the police. They tell her that it is probably just a prank phone call, but they will try to trace the call. So she must keep him on the line as long as possible if he calls another time. She once again settles down on the couch, not sleeping at all. The phone rings a 3rd time, and the man tells her he has come for her and it's only a matter of time. He continues with some heavy breathing until the babysitter is so terrified that she hangs up the phone again. She quickly decides to get the children and flee the house when the phone rings up again. This time it is a policeman on the other end, and he tells her frantically, "Get out of the house now." The man is inside the house and is calling from upstairs extension. She runs from the house as the police arrive. The madman escapes, but they find the children upstairs dead and a bloody axe laying on the bedroom floor next to an open window. The Ghost Tracks. This is the legend of the haunted ghost tracks in San Antonio, Texas. The story is that in the early 1930s or 40s, there was a school bus carrying kids making its route and dropping them off after school. When the bus was going uphill and over some tracks, it stalled. Suddenly, a train going too fast crashed into the bus, killing all the passengers. While the ghost track is known to be a place to go on Halloween, it is visited by regular folks on any day of the week. It is said that the spirits of the kids who died on the bus push the cars away from the tracks so the passengers don't experience the same fate as they did. Legend has it that if you put powder on the back of your vehicle, you can clearly see small handprints in it after the vehicle is pushed. Bloody Mary. Chanting Bloody Mary 13 times in front of a candlelit mirror in an otherwise dark room will summon her vengeful spirit. The story has it, go into a room with a mirror and turn off the lights. Bathrooms seem seems to be the perfect for this since they almost always have a mirror and are usually dark at night with the lights off and the door closed. Light a candle, look into the mirror, start chanting Bloody Mary 13 times. You should see Bloody Mary behind your left shoulder after the 13th time. But beware, she has been reported to 1. Kill the person calling your name, 2. Scratch their eyes out, 3. Drive the person mad or insane, and number 4. Pull the person into the mirror with her. This is an old legend and has been around for ages. No one knows the true origin of Bloody Mary tale. She's been known to be anything from a witch that was killed for practicing witchcraft to a modern-day woman killed in a car crash, depending on what part of the country you live in. And it is also made famous, or popular, or famous, what do you want to call it, in the movie Urban Legends of 1999. The long-distance phone call. An elderly woman bedridden after her husband's death received strange phone calls that turned out to be from her dead husband. The story has it an elderly woman receives a phone call on a dark, stormy night. She hears a moan on the other end and a voice that sounds like her recently deceased husband. The calls torment her all night. The next day, she asks her driver to take her past the cemetery where her husband was laid to rest. They discovered that during the storm, a phone line had fallen down and was laying on her dead husband's grave. Were the phone calls she had received the night before made from beyond the grave by her dead husband? Another variation of this has the woman dying from the shock in her bed after answering the phone call. Then, when she is being taken to the cemetery, it is discovered that the phone line is laying on her husband's grave. Be careful of what you say about urban legends, because some may be true.